back, everybody. Yes, it is time for another brand new episode of United Voice of Women, presented to you by KANKATALAs. They believe that treating and dressing a woman like a queen is their tradition. And I think when you are with KANKATALAs, you're going to be family. Log on to kankatala.com today because they deliver to your doorstep. But what I have to say to you is, you are beautiful. You are amazing. And I keep telling you every time I come here because we are worth it. All right, this is Vani with you, and it is time for me to take you and introduce you to another beautiful, gorgeous guest of ours. And I would say, if you're ready, I sure am. Welcome back, everybody. Yes, this is officially time for UVW, and Ode to the Woman, a celebration of women, empowerment of women, and inspiration by and for women. Hey, it is always so wonderful to see you all joining me. Yes, this is me, Vani, with you on United Voice of Women from the studios of Mana TV, New Jersey, USA. Wow, this is a beautiful show. This is a beautiful platform, and this is a place where we have beautiful guests coming in to entertain beautiful friends like you. Thank you, and thank you. I have to say today that once again, I say everybody is beautiful, but then this is a beauty that is sitting here with us who has actually been crowned beautiful. So hey, we got another beauty queen here sitting with us right here in our studios, and I just can't wait to show her off to you. But again, as you all know, this particular show is all about inspirations from our friends' journeys, from our friends' lives that can help us try and understand, things that they have actually done to be able to do something or avoid something. We don't know, because life throws so many things at you, right? It doesn't spare anybody. Everybody has to go through everything almost, but everybody deals with it differently, and maybe that's why some people do it better than the others. And the best way, is this platform on UVW where we can all together sit down, talk about our lives, talk about our journey, have fun reminiscing, and on top of it, be able to smile, be able to get encouraged, empowered, inspired. So hey, time for me to introduce you to my lovely guest here, who has been crowned Miss India, New Jersey, first runner-up 2017, and I'm talking about the very lovely and gorgeous and quaintly angel looking, I have to tell you. All right, she's so breathtaking. I was like, oh, she's pretty, and here she is, Sakshi.
Hi, Vani.
Oh my goodness, so lovely to have you here, Sakshi.
It is absolutely my pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.
You're very angelic.
You're very kind. You're very humble.
I really felt you had that thing about you, that looks very angelic, and so lovely to have you. And congratulations on your crown and your sash.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I feel very honored and very blessed to have, won this title, and I have the responsibility of representing it on a much bigger level
Yes.
than I would have thought as a normal girl
Yes.
before September of this year. So it has changed my life in many ways.
How beautiful is that? And we can't wait to hear all about it. But as you know, we always start off with wanting to know, where are you from?
Well, I'm originally from Delhi in India. I was born and brought up there. For the first 22 years of my life, I lived in India.
So you are more of a global girl anyway.
You could say that.
Delhi
Yes,
is a metro,
definitely.
right? It used to
Definitely.
be just a metro, but today it's like an international hub.
Absolutely. I mean, it has the best of all worlds.
Yes.
You could easily go there and feel very, like you said, very global and very
Yeah.
enterprising. So it's always fun to be back there. And since I've grown up there, I have a lot of memories of, going to high school and going to engineering college. Everything, all of that happened for me.
Everything happened for
in
you
India.
in Delhi.
In Delhi, in the national, the NCR area. So I have a lot that I can look back at. I have beautiful memories from there.
Wow.
And my friends and family, they all are still there. Most of them are there. A lot of people have left the country and gone to pursue their dreams, just like myself.
Okay.
So yeah, it's very very interesting. Every time I connect with all the people who I've pretty much grown up with.
That's amazing. Now, Delhi is definitely a melting pot, right? You have people from all over the world. So, which part of India do you belong to? Though you lived in Delhi and were born there.
I was born in Delhi, but I would say I belong more to Noida.
Okay.
Which is in the national capital region. My parents live there. Our family home is there. So yes, I'm very much of a UP girl. If you would
UP
please.
girl. Okay, I like that. I haven't come across a UP girl here, or have I? I'm not too sure about it. You're not Punjabi?
I am Punjabi.
You are actually Punjabi
Yes.
by birth.
I'm Punjabi by birth. My paternal side belongs from Jalandhar in Punjab, and my maternal side hails from Patna in Bihar.
Ah.
So we have a very good combination in our family.
Very, very good combination.
Yes.
I was born in Bihar,
Oh, you were?
in Bokaro Steel City.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. So you have some heritage behind
I
you.
tell you.
That's
And
great.
then I did grow up for some time in Delhi.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I have these two things also with me besides me being totally from the south of India.
Oh, we do have something in common, so that makes me feel even more special.
Right, exactly. I thought we got similar stuff going on. So tell me, how was it growing up, your life?
Growing up, I was a very responsible child, is what my parents tell me. I would always take very good care of my stuff. Never be naughty. I was just very, very organized and disciplined.
Good girl.
Yes,
A real
somehow.
good girl.
And another thing that my parents tell me is that the first award that I won in kindergarten was that of the most responsible child of the class.
That is so
It baffles me to
amazing.
date.
Wow, then you really are a very good girl, Sakshi. Now you have to tell me, what was it about you that made you such a good girl?
So I was the only child for the first 9 years, and then my brother was born after.
Uh-huh.
So I guess being by myself was something that came very naturally to me. So it seemed to me, and even today, it seems to me like I am the one that's responsible for everything, and I take care of things.
Wow.
So I guess right from birth, I was that kind of a child that was very calm, composed, peaceful, and content.
How
So there was
beautiful.
contentment within me.
You were a happy baby.
A very happy child. I would just be by myself playing with my Barbie dolls or cars or whatever. So that was me as a kid.
What did you play with more though, cars or Barbie dolls?
I had 9 Barbie dolls.
Okay.
I even remember that.
That's typical, but how many cars?
I wouldn't remember that now.
Okay, so I just wanted to know if you had that sporty thing in you as well.
Well, I
when you
have that
said-
in me now
You
because
do?
I'm very fond of cars now.
Ah.
Sports cars, fast cars.
Okay.
Uh,
See, so there is a connection.
There is a
I
little
knew
bit of
there would be
connection.
because when you said my dolls and my cars,
Yes.
right? And
Definitely.
everything actually has a meaning when we think about it.
Uh-huh.
We don't.
We don't really connect it back, but yes, there is a meaning.
And I'm realizing all these things since I've started doing this show. Because when I meet so many people and when they talk about something they did while they were younger, and somehow it does connect to what they're doing now in some way.
Correct.
Which is very interesting.
Yes.
That we don't really automatically think that way. But the minute you said today dolls and cars, it hit me because I've been hearing things like that from the other people, and I just wanted to try and see if it's going to connect something with you as well, and it did.
Wow.
Right?
It's pretty amazing.
It sure is. And I'm telling you, sitting here on this seat is like the best thing that has ever happened to me. When everybody is reliving their memories, it is a nice feeling, right? So automatically the vibes in the room, are very nice, right? And then when they start telling about more and more about themselves, they are, flowing out with a lot of energy of good things. And all that directly sort of first hits me.
Definitely.
And I really feel so enriched by this experience, so much so that I just know that, if we guys are having so much fun, just talking about life, just imagine the people who are watching us.
Definitely. I'm sure everybody has been enjoying all the episodes that you've shot so far, because I've really enjoyed them, and you do bring out the best in people, and I have to congratulate you and give you a lot of credit for doing that.
Thank you.
Because it's not easy to go over and over and have these discussions with people. Sometimes I feel questions can get repetitive, but for you to be able to each time bring something new to the table is commendable.
It's not me, sweetheart. It is everybody is so unique and so different. We might think that, they're just women around us with the same kind of lifestyle, almost, right? That is the truth. That is the truth. But then every single person is different in some way, and that's why if I'm coming out with something different, it's because this person seems that little different, from the other person. And that's what I'm realizing, more and more, though I just believed in that always, that everybody is unique and everybody has that some spark about them that is just so special, only and only to them. I believed it, but this is something more amazing because you're actually seeing it happen in front of you. And when you tell me now this perspective that you put about over and over, when you're doing actually the same thing and then you come out with something different, wow, I didn't realize that. But really, I don't really have to do anything because with everybody, it is different.
I guess that is the after effect of you loving your job so much that you make everybody so comfortable around you.
I don't know.
And everything just becomes fun, and it's not about work anymore.
No,
it's about
yeah.
fun.
I never actually thought this was work. Right? I just genuinely love talking to people. I genuinely love people. And I can't wait to hear all about you. And that is very genuine too, right? Because when you told me about whatever little you told me, and so beautifully you told me that when you were young, you were like very, very, very organized and disciplined. And you were a content child, you said. That is very interesting. So did you always know that you're a happy child, or is it something that you think about now?
I've always related with it.
You have?
Looking back at my childhood and growing up, I have felt that I'm content within, and it really helped me balance my life outside. So I live by that rule, that it is important that even if circumstances around you are changing, inside of you, you feel okay with the things that are going on, because that's what life is all about. So I like to be at peace with myself. And I guess, yes, you are right. Yes, right from childhood, I've been like that. And I would owe it also to the fact that I was the only child for a very long time. So I did find that contentment in myself. I had friends, and I loved playing with my friends, and again it was the dolls and everything. However, I remember I would collect items, and I'll when we go to birthday parties, we used to get return gifts, and I would have a box where I would collect them. And Vani, you will not believe, I will collect them to the time that the ants have entered the box, eaten the sweets and left, and the box will sit there because it's my possession, and I am so proud of it that I've organized everything and I've kept it there. And one day I opened the box and the sweets were eaten and the wrappers were still there intact.
But your mom didn't
I don't think
get mad at you
I
for
don't
that?
think she is going to know until after she sees this interview.
Really? So where did you keep those boxes anyway?
Just, I had a small playroom where it was just my toys and my cot.
But wouldn't somebody come to clean your room and stuff like that?
No, they would come, but they wouldn't open the boxes because I would have very strict instructions of nobody touching my stuff. I have organized everything and placed everything in such a way on the shelves, and the boxes are well hidden that nobody is going to touch my stuff. So, like I said, contentment to the next level. That I knew my stuff is organized, and sometimes I would come back from school, check my stuff, everything okay. Now I go about doing my business, my homework, and so on and so forth.
Why do you think it was so important to, save all that stuff in the box? Why you weren't interested in eating the sweets and chocolates, etc.?
I guess I've had this feeling of what if, somewhere or the other, this feeling of what if inside me.
What if what?
What if that, I'm in a place where I don't find these sweets, and at that time I want to eat it. So it's like a preparing for apocalypse behavior, just as a child. But now, after all these years of my life, when I look, when I see this behavior, that behavior now for me has translated to really organizing, saving for the future, saving for a, rainy day.
Exactly.
And I have 2 dogs that live with me, so to take care of them, I have to plan ahead and organize everything for them. If it's their food, it's their medicine, if they need to go see the vet. So just keeping everything very organized and well planned. Thinking ahead of time, thinking 5 steps ahead, like what could happen. So that's just me.
That is amazing.
Thank you.
How many people would have that?
I haven't met a weird person like myself
No,
yet,
that's not
but
weird. That is extremely interesting. Women, I think, are known to have it in them. Naturally, they say that, women are more organized comparatively. And, at some point of time, even if they were not, when they were younger, they grew up into becoming a little more organized because they have so many responsibilities, etc. But what you're talking about right now is like really, really up there. All right. And very, very, very interesting. And the best part is your parents actually left you to do what you wanted to do.
definitely.
Right?
Yes.
Think about it. Even as a parent now, somebody would not want to let their child just continue to do something like that. They would know that there are some boxes stacked up from so many years. They would have seen ants coming out in and out of that box, right?
I don't know if anyone saw the ants.
You seriously think so?
Well, the ants came, believe me, because the
I'm
way.
sure.
So you know how we used to have these toffees in
Yeah,
India,
of course.
and like a coffee bite.
Yeah.
The wrapper is sitting intact, but there's nothing inside. I crushed it. There's nothing inside.
It was so.
It
was
just
there for so
sat
many
there
years.
so perfect for such
so
a
many
long
years.
time.
How many years?
Maybe 2-3 years. You don't know.
Wow, amazing. But then you know what? When you say that, because I was an only child, I got into all this, I'm not too sure if that actually connects me there. Because an only child mostly gets pampered a lot at home.
I was a very pampered child, and I, my father always tells me, if you had to blackmail me into getting you something, you didn't have to, your tears did not have to roll down all the way down your cheek. It just had to stop here.
Oh.
And but my parents also expected me to be very good in school. They never really pushed me too much for extracurricular, though I was a swimmer from the very beginning. From kindergarten I was a swimmer, And but then I feel like I would earn it, and whatever I would earn from them being happy about me being successful at school and doing well and being a good child in general, I would get what I want, and it would be just like my sash and my title and my crown right now. It was my priceless possession. Everything that I earned because I was working hard at school, I was being a good child, I was being disciplined. Whatever I got as gifts from my parents or from anybody or anywhere, I would just want to take really good care of my stuff.
Wow.
And everything, every little piece of it was very important to me, and it still is. It translates right into my life from the very beginning until this point on.
Wow.
And I just value every little thing that I have, and I like
that
to,
you've earned, like
I
you
have
said.
earned, yes.
And for you, this is the most important thing, to
Because-
earn them all.
Absolutely, because I like to work hard for whatever I want. I do not like to depend only on my luck or my destiny giving it to me. I like to work hard and then let the rest be.
Wow.
And then when I do work hard and I get the results of it, I value it, I cherish it, and I live it up to the most.
That's so beautiful. And just imagine all this coming naturally to you.
It
That's a
does.
blessing, Sakshi.
I do feel very, very blessed. In many ways, life has shown me that the way I was, born to be and have grown up to be is for a reason. And I'm very proud of the fact that my upbringing was such that I had the sense of freedom and the sense of liberation from my parents to be able to become this person that I have become today.
Wow.
I reflect them, their ideals, and everything that they have taught me, everything they have not taught me, but I have learnt anyways. I reflect all that in whatever I do. But in the end of the day, I feel like if they can watch me on a platform and if they can see themselves in me walking and talking, father and mother combination, then I think I did good.
Wow.
And that's my ultimate message to every single girl, child out there, that I know that we live in an age where there are women who are not allowed to drive. There are women who are not allowed to show any more than their eyes, and they have to keep themselves covered.
Yes.
But there is a sense of liberation and freedom in every single one of us, because we didn't choose who we were born as, but we have the choice to choose who we live as and who we grow up to be and how we grow old and how we look back at everything that our memories can relive for us. So that is the choice that we all have, and I want to encourage all the girls out there that never be afraid of being something or doing something because someone else will become unhappy. It is your choice and it is your life, and you have to do it now, and it's now or never. I say it from personal experience.
Wow. So beautiful, Sakshi.
Thank you.
That is so amazing. See, your feelings that you're actually expressing here are your own. They all just are coming from you within.
Definitely.
I don't really have to do anything. I don't really have to do anything, Sakshi. This is what I was telling you about. See, you get these profound moments only because you start speaking about yourself, and that beauty cannot match anything else in the world.
Absolutely.
Right?
And thank you, Vani. Once again, you are making me feel so comfortable that I can actually open up about myself
I'm glad.
to the level of being that kindergarten child
Yes.
to now sitting right here in front of you.
So
I can talk about
lovely.
anything.
So lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you. So Sakshi, tell me, when did you know you were beautiful?
Okay, this is the golden question.
Okay.
So here we go.
Yes.
Never did I think about myself that I was very pretty.
Ah.
I was always told, yes, I will not deny, I
Uh-huh.
was always told that.
Uh-huh.
But I never thought about that, there was no vanity about me. I was not vain.
Ah.
I never saw it in a way of being an advantage of any sort. However, here's what I have learned, and this is going to be something very interesting, Vani. I've come up with a term. It's called beauty toll.
Beauty toll.
Yes.
Okay.
Just like you pay toll at the turnpike,
Exactly.
it's called beauty toll.
Uh-huh.
A beautiful woman has to pay a beauty toll throughout her life. And I'll tell you how
Yes.
this idea came to me was because many times the fact that I was good looking or maybe exceptionally good looking was used against me. It was used against me to say that, oh, well, how long is her beauty going to last? Kind of a thing. Or she may not be as smart. Even though there was no real interaction with me. And so the fact that somebody is good looking can be used against them. And I'm sure it has happened to a lot of women out there that they have been underestimated just because they have a pretty face. And they have not really been given that opportunity. Though we know from our experiences that beautiful women do tend to get opportunities, and their beauty is explored on different platforms.
Correct.
Especially when they are celebrities or they're journalists like yourself.
Correct.
But it does happen also the other way around, that
So true.
women have to pay the beauty toll, and they are not considered as intelligent and smart as beautiful as they are. So the beauty inside them as the person they are may not always be explored, and that is my personal experience, that it has happened to me in my life, that it's only a pretty face was what was considered. But I beg to differ, and I beg to prove that wrong. So yes, I do have to pay the beauty toll, and I really have to work hard, and I have to make sure, especially now that I am a title holder, I have to make sure that the words that come out of my mouth personify that I am not just a beautiful face. I am way more than that. My soul and my spirit is deeper than that, and it goes far beyond just being pretty or being able to apply makeup on my face and just look good. I've always aspired for that, and
You know something, you got me thinking, Sakshi. Never ever have I thought in that direction. I tend to believe that I think very deeply about everything around me and stuff, but this is something, I really didn't pay attention to. And you got me so seriously thinking that I want to go all over the place and get to all those things that I might have missed, because I feel you are so right about what you're saying. When somebody is just pretty, they think, wow, she's very pretty, and that is all they talk about. They don't talk about you anymore.
correct.
Right? They don't talk about you anymore. I'm actually getting it now I was very quickly trying to go, in my mind to get that point. So right.
Yeah.
Most of the time that happens, if there are two girls standing and one of them is the more pretty one, they'll be more about, wow, Louis, you look so lovely and stuff like that. Maybe they would ask the other person, so what do you do? Possibly.
Pretty much, it's very easy to ignore the other one. However, I'll add something to that. Beautiful women have a very major responsibility on their shoulders. Firstly, one, to prove that they are not just a pretty face, they have a beautiful mind as well. Also, when they open their mouth, it needs to make sense.
Yes.
And then they also have a very major responsibility of all the other women around them who may not be as fortunate, to bring them up, to empower them based on the exposure and the experiences that they have had. So, for beautiful women, it's really not that easy out there. So if for someone to think that, oh, you just look pretty and show up, it's not easy. We have to also think that before we speak, we have to watch out for the people who are around us. We also have friends and family who look up to us even after we have become winners in some way, or we have established ourselves on certain platforms. We now have a bigger onus and a bigger responsibility to help teenage girls or girls in their 20s and inspire them in many ways. So the winning, as I always say, is the first step, but the journey right after and whatever you have to achieve after in actually inspiring people and being inspired on the way comes like a blow. It really does, and it's not easy. So it also is part of beauty toll. So because you're beautiful, you can be considered as someone who does not have a beautiful mind, and because you're beautiful, you have a bigger responsibility of inspiring the world, or at least being careful about what impact you have on the people around you.
Wow. You know what? You're actually bringing a very, very, very important thing onto the table that mostly nobody has given much thought to. You know, this is really, really very enlightening for me, because I'm not just thinking about the title that you're holding today. You know, as a person, you have to be what you are. Right now, what I'm hearing from you, you know, with or without that, I think you would be talking exactly like this.
I believe so.
I think, you know,
Yes.
because what you're talking to me right now is not because you're wearing this. These are your thoughts that have grown with you till today.
Absolutely.
Isn't it? So
Yes.
that is you as a person that is talking about what you feel.
Absolutely.
About everything that you're saying right now. And right now it holds a different meaning also, because you're wearing the sash and the crown.
Definitely.
Right? It is holding another position there. But I'm still talking about you just as a person that is coming up with all these thoughts. And I'm just thinking right now, it is so true that when we actually see, we go to see a fashion show, or anybody walking down the ramp, we're not thinking about them as anything else but the way they're looking.
Correct.
Right? 10 girls are walking up there, and we'll quickly just delete in our minds so many, and somebody will catch our attention. Oh, she is pretty, huh? Oh my God, how did she get into this? You know, it's
Correct.
so easy, so judgmental.
Definitely.
Right? I never thought about it that way.
It's the most natural emotion every human has.
Right?
Is
We
to
wouldn't
judge.
say it, we don't mean it, we don't mean bad, but even if I was quietly watching everything, that girl is very nice, and that's about it. Right? She's very beautiful. That's about it. There's nothing more somehow attached to your emotion in terms of that person. Once you just look at her as somebody beautiful, oh wow, she's beautiful. That's about it.
Correct.
And
And
that's
that's
actually not
where it
fair.
stops. Correct.
That's so not fair. Right?
Because everyone has this journey
Yeah.
that we don't know about. Everyone has these struggles that we don't know about.
Exactly, because life is same for everyone.
Exactly. And
Right?
it's true. On a ramp walk, you're for the most part, especially if it's traditional wear, you're looking at the dresses.
Yeah.
It really doesn't even matter who's walking.
Exactly. But you know what? There's a beautiful point that you're bringing. It's not about judging anybody. This is a psychological thing that you're actually bringing to the forefront here. You know, Sakshi? That's amazing. I mean, again, when you said that I had to do this thing repeatedly with so many people, and forget about just different women, I had maybe at least 2 or 3 other women here with titles, all right, that they had won. But each one of them again was so different.
Correct.
Each one of them went there for a completely different reason, and each woman had her own personality written all over her, you know, and it really overwhelms me, you know, this realization every single time that among these 3 or 4 women that I would have had here on this seat, how different each one of them is from the other. And what you today spoke to me about again is totally something that I had never even thought about. You know, others, sometimes there are things that I might have thought about it, you know, but this is like something so beautiful. You said that, yeah, maybe these women who actually look really beautiful have to work much harder because they don't want people to just think that they're just looking beautiful.
Correct. And
That
that,
feeling is
they won a
important.
title and that's it, or they did.
Forget about the titles, even if there was no title, right? So it's always very important, for you to
Yeah.
be taken as a person before they make any opinion about you.
Definitely.
Right? Whether you're good looking or not. Every person has to be, I guess, given an opportunity, to be, really recognizing the person first
Correct.
before whether she's beautiful or not. But then, of course, the world is different. And like you said, it's always first what your eye sees. And that's where things stop or start.
Well, yeah. Lucky, unlucky, both together.
Exactly. And it's for maybe, again, maybe it's for everybody. Women who not really that beautiful, or actually, I can't even get into that thing about, not beautiful. I never like to get there because I don't believe it's true at all. Everybody's beauty shines through in some way or the other, right? Every human being is beautiful in their own way. But then, there are some women that don't believe it's so.
Correct.
They just don't believe that they are beautiful. I think people like that are giving more opportunity to the others to talk about it. For example, it's just a thought that came into my mind right now because of this discussion that you're having with me, okay? I'm just thinking, men never think, that guy is looking better than me, or, am I wearing a better shirt than him or not? Or I don't think men ever speak about that. Do they?
Younger men these days, I have seen. Well, my brother is 21. Younger men definitely care about their appearance.
No, caring about appearance is different from
looking
comparing.
Better well, with their immediate friends, I think yes.
Yeah.
My brother compares.
Okay.
Definitely does.
And
he wants to look as good as somebody else. He wants to know what other men have brought, when they went shopping. So yes.
So you think that things are changing now?
I think young adults are getting into the what we call the metrosexual mode.
Okay.
And they are competing.
And they are really conscious more about themselves.
Definitely.
Okay.
Because and that also comes from the fact that they need to look good for pretty women.
You're so right. That actually makes sense.
To get the attention
of, and I would say now, and women definitely, I think, in all generations, always have presented themselves at their best, right? Even very old times also, I'm sure, okay, women always have that thing about wanting to present their best when they are out in front of people, which men don't usually have. Right? And it has come so far today that, women are literally looking like divas every corner. Right? You see everybody taking so much of, attention and time and effort, to look really, really good.
True.
And so I think what you're saying makes a lot of sense. And now men are thinking, if they need these women that are in hordes out there, taking such good care about themselves, we need to catch attention. They need to be able to see us.
Definitely.
And so they have started getting into that mode as well. Wow. Okay, another thing. You see, so many things we can come up with, right? Just having a chat, but all because you went so deep inside.
Thank you.
This whole thing, Sakshi. Wow. Okay. So you never thought about beautiful, and you thought about swimming. Did you have any other ambition in life? How did swimming start, though? Just happened?
Swimming just started straight school level. My parents asked me, there was just two options: horse riding or swimming. I said swimming. And I'm actually very happy that I learned swimming at a very young age, and I continued doing it for much later. I would say up until I finished high school, because I had a lot of friends who did not have the privilege of having swimming pools in their schools.
Correct.
But I did.
True. Very true.
I was a dip site when I finished my high school, and I had the privilege of having two swimming pools in the same campus. So I'm glad I took that very seriously as a hobby or as a part-time activity.
Again, part of your personality, I guess. Whatever you do, you want to be taking it seriously.
I take it extremely
right.
seriously.
Yeah. It okay. Yeah. That's why
actually,
I said.
When I was in the pageant, in my introduction, I said that I strongly believe that whatever is worth doing in life is worth doing well, and I'm here to do well tonight.
Wow, it's very important to you.
Very, very.
Everything you do.
Everything I do, I put my heart and soul into it. You can call me an extremist at that I would either not do it or do it to the extent that it will be in your face.
Best.
Yeah, in your face best.
Wow, that's very nice actually. That's, I think, I don't know what to call it. Do you think it is being ambitious about yourself? What would you say?
I would just call it passion. Passion for whatever I believe in.
Yes, passion.
That is what drives me.
Very strong.
Yeah, because on the flip side of it, I can be extremely lazy about it because I'm passionate about not believing in it.
Awesome.
So there is no mediocrity, and there is no space for mediocrity in my life. It either is nothing or it's everything.
Wow. And how has it helped you so far? Did you find it being a hindrance at any point of your life? This thing about wanting everything so perfect?
Yes. It has, in many ways, it has helped. It has caused me to have difficulties. Correct. Where other people could not relate to it. Yes, I feel like this is a quality, or this is a feature of my personality that people have had difficulty understanding and not being able to relate to very easily. But nonetheless, I have never given up on being that person, never really given up on trying to be that person even more every day. Being perfect, or wanting to be perfect, or achieving perfection, or being near perfect comes very naturally to me. And it's not such a difficult thing. And I still feel like that is my way of life. And I've lived by that rule for so many years of my life. I've done fine. Yes, there have been difficulties along the way, but they were not enough to steer me in a different direction.
Yeah, you were able to handle them.
Absolutely can.
Because your passion is so much more stronger than anything else. Right? And when you say perfect, what do you mean by perfect, Sakshi? Is it just for yourself, or do you have standards in general that everything should be like that? Or is it that when you say perfect, they are all just for you?
Well, there are measures in our head.
Yeah.
And everybody has a different measure of perfection in their head. The way I see it, it's not just for myself. I like to do things for myself like I would like someone else to do for me. So, having said that, I mean to say that if, let's say, my boss asks me to do a project, I will put my heart and soul into it and give it my every shot before saying that, okay, this worked out and this did not. So something that he would expect from me would be near perfect. So that's the kind of result that I aspire to give, near perfect. Yes, I do push myself a lot, and I'm guilty of that. However, let's take another example. In the gym, if I know that doing kickboxing 2 days a week is going to kill me, I still don't give myself a choice, because I'm aspiring to look good. Let's say sitting with you here, and my goal is to fit into certain kinds of clothes and look a certain way.
Yes.
So it's I set goals. I set very high goals for myself, not just so that I can do well for myself. I can do well for others. Even with my friendships, my friendships are also very extreme. I go above and beyond for my friends. They are few, but they are so special that I would go above and beyond. So I'm bringing the idea of near perfection or finding perfection into every little thing that I do.
You do.
In my life. So it's not just for myself, it's for everything that is a part of my life.
And it works best for you only when you work at it in that way.
Definitely.
Wow. So in school, were you like the highest scorer?
Well, first or second for the longest time.
You had to be.
Yes, my parents had a very strict understanding with me that I had to score good marks.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So that was something that came from your parents.
Yes.
About schooling.
About schooling, because my mother did not go back to work after I was born. So she was teaching me all throughout. My father was involved in some subjects, especially mathematics. He
Okay.
would teach me.
Uh-huh.
The rest of the subjects my mom was teaching me, and she took immense interest.
Wow.
So I would come from school to school.
Ah.
So yes, I remember her teaching me every single subject that I can ever remember, except
Okay.
mathematics, which my father.
So they're very particular that,
Definitely.
Yes. They wanted you to do well
Yes.
in your curriculum. Okay. So do you think the seed for ambition came in through them in that way?
I think the seed for competition came from there.
Hmm.
But here's the deal. I was never openly competing.
Hmm.
I was always silently competing.
Hmm.
And that also stems from me being so content with my own self.
Uh-huh.
I was silently competing, just watching the stuff that's happening around me.
Okay.
And I silently compete. And you know how the rabbit and the tortoise?
Yes.
I would be the tortoise, and
Nobody's
eventually-
actually
Nobody's
expecting.
nobody's expecting, because I was a quiet person mostly.
Ah.
I was not extremely outspoken. I was a quiet person. I had more outspoken friends than myself.
Ha ha.
So I would be the quiet one,
Ha.
and the pretty one, the quiet one,
Uh-huh.
and the studious one. So I was the geek.
Ah. Okay. Okay. Wow. Very interesting. And it was, do you think it was partly done by design? That's the way you thought it would really work out better for you? Or it just came naturally to you?
When you say that, for myself or for the way my parents did it?
I don't know. You can say both. Give your perspective on both.
I learned to live with it. Let's say I learned to live with myself and my own expectations from myself.
Ah.
So I taught myself that this is how I am, and if I am not doing something to my own satisfaction,
Uh-huh.
then I'm not going to be happy about it, and there's no point doing it.
And I think that came to you in your genes or something, because at such a young age, people don't, understand so much. Right?
Well, my brother did not get it, but maybe I did.
Yes, you did.
I think I got a very good blend of my parents,
Uh-huh.
where my father, I would say, I got his wisdom,
Okay.
and I got his the inner peace and wisdom from my father.
Uh-huh.
And from my mother, I definitely got the beauty.
Uh-huh.
That
So beautiful mom.
she is the pioneer of the beautiful face,
Aww.
definitely. And
Awesome.
I also got from my mother that the sense of calm that she brings to the family, the fact that she balances everything, she likes to organize things. So, and the contentment that she brings to the entire family, and keeping us all together.
Uh-huh.
My mom is also very religious minded, but I'm not.
Okay.
So I guess that part I did not get.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I got a good blend from my parents, and that's the product. It's sitting right in front of you.
Wow. So, in terms of ambition, what did they expect you to become when you grew up?
You really want to know?
I do. Definitely.
Okay, so growing up, my parents did expect me to have a safe and secure white-collar job.
Like all parents do.
When I expressed an interest in being a doctor, they weren't very excited. They wanted me to be an engineer, because my father is an engineer, and it's like father, like daughter, and so on and so forth.
Yes.
That's
And more like a 9-to-5 job.
yeah, so that
Secure.
you have a safe, secure future. What I wanted to do after I dropped the idea for being a doctor,
Uh-huh.
I wanted to be a journalist, and I
Interesting.
just wanted to be a journalist.
Wow.
And interestingly, after 12th grade, I went with my dad. My dad supported the idea. I went with my dad. I went through all the admission process and everything, and I did get admission.
Wow.
In a bachelor's of journalism and mass communication.
Uh-huh.
And then my mom's very smart, and she said, well, at least give all the exams, all the entrance exams for engineering, and I did, and I got through, and my mom said, okay, goodbye journalism. And so I ended up going to engineering college for 4 years.
Wow.
Because my mom was not comfortable with me. Because I told them I don't want to be in print media. I want to be in electronic media. So she said, well, I'm not comfortable with my daughter running around on the streets. So she said, maybe later in life.
Okay.
Not now.
Okay.
So I ended up becoming an engineer. And then right after I finished my engineering.
But then, so that was the good girl in you.
Yes, I was
That
always.
said yes to. Yeah, because you told me right in the beginning that you were a good girl.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, I guess I
girl.
followed. I followed my parents' advice, and I felt like they've always had my best interest at heart, and whatever they are saying is out. It's definitely out of reason, experience, and I have to listen. Yes, I was that Agyakari child, and so I did engineering, what they wanted. I did pick the field that I wanted to do in engineering, but
what did you pick?
Biotechnology.
Okay.
So that was 4 years of my life, and I had a lot of fun while I was doing that.
How was college in Delhi?
College was actually in UP.
Oh.
So I went to college in Greater Noida, and most of the engineering colleges are in that area.
Okay.
In UP State. So I went to UP Technical University, and the beginning of engineering was very interesting because I took part in this fresher, and I ended up winning.
To that. Yeah, of course. So you did all that.
Yes. So that was the first semester. So I did get a lot of visibility because of that in college.
Yeah.
But the first year of college, I was not very serious at studies. I was just looking to have fun.
Okay.
But in the first year itself, I realized that just having fun is not going to cut it. You have to work hard. You're here to work hard. And I don't know why, but I had this idea that engineering colleges are supposed to be a lot of fun.
Okay, that is good.
But for the next
year. Were you
year,
disappointed?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
After the first year, because it
was not as much fun.
No, because attendance was very important, and the teachers were opinionated. So yeah, I had my share of those experiences, and then second, third, and fourth year, I decided I changed everything, and I became that geek again.
Okay.
The tag that I had lived with from childhood up until high school, and then in college, I went back to studying.
Okay, so serious.
Yeah, I had to become serious again, but I finished college with flying colors.
I'm sure
which was great, and I had set my goals at that point. I knew I did not want to live in India much longer, and I wanted to.
You decided that?
I decided that.
Okay.
And I knew I had to present that idea to my parents at some point, and I did. They were my mom was not very accepting of it in the very beginning, but my father had a very major role to play, and he convinced her and the extended family. I ended up becoming probably the second person in our family who went abroad.
All alone?
Well, the first girl, I would say.
Wow.
Who went by herself.
By herself.
Yeah.
That's a big thing.
That's a very big thing.
Right?
And
I And when was that? Which year was that?
2010.
Okay.
Yeah, so 7 years ago.
You've been here for 7 years now?
Yes.
You came directly to New Jersey?
No, I came to Baltimore.
Okay.
I came to do my master's at Johns Hopkins University.
Awesome.
So I was lucky that I got selected over there. It was actually my father's dream that I go to that university. And no other.
Oh, that is so nice.
Yeah.
Right? That you actually fulfilled again another wish.
I think,
of your parents. Right?
So, yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
So it was my father had heard about it from our neighbors and everybody about this university, and he was like, why don't you just try there? Because I wanted to go to UK
Ah.
and do my masters, but since there was a lot of unemployment in UK and people were going back, my father was concerned, obviously, and he wasn't really sure about sending me by myself.
Wow, very interesting. So you've been here 7 years on your own.
Yes.
So how is life here being on your own?
Amazing.
Tell us more about it.
Well,
So right after your college, you got a job?
right after finishing 2 years of masters.
Yeah.
Yes, I got my first job at Johns Hopkins itself,
Mm-hmm.
and I worked there for a little bit, and then I moved. I've moved a lot in the
Yeah.
country.
Did you get into IT space? Is that what it is?
pharmaceutical?
Pharmaceutical. Awesome. Right now, I think that's the place to be, right?
Well,
I wouldn't say that in 2011, 12, but right now, for sure.
it's booming.
It
Definitely
is like
is.
totally on the rise.
Mhm.
Wonderful. See how it worked out.
Kind of
Whose
is.
choice was that to be on the pharma side?
Nobody.
It just happened?
Yes, that was okay. So there was one thing that I had set, another goal that I had set for myself. I did
Of
not
course.
want to work in a lab.
Ah.
That was a complete no for me, and I said I will go back to India, but I will not work in a lab.
Okay.
So I had to figure out a way to find a desk job,
Uh-huh.
and because of the field that I studied, I was able to secure this job and not really go work in a lab. I did not want to do that. I actually changed my major after coming to the US. I was switched over in the first semester because I had started planning ahead, and I knew what I wanted from my career.
Very
and
clearly.
definitely not working in a lab.
Ah.
So I switched my major and went from there. And that one switch, though it was a tough one, it has really helped me. For the last 7 years, I've been, touch wood, lucky, been working,
Awesome.
and I'd like to keep it like that.
How awesome is that? So Sakshi, as a girl, as an Indian girl again, more specifically, right? 2010 was still almost 10 years ago, right? So at that time, I don't know how many parents were very comfortable, right, about how their daughter can be living all by herself, all alone, etc. Does really this affect that people back in India, our parents, always imagine? Does that really happen? Or you feel that it's really very safe and very easy living alone, coming abroad on your own?
Parents worry because they are
course.
parents.
Of course, yes.
Right?
Yes.
And a lot of their fears, I would say, are motivated by our society.
So true.
And whatever is happening in India or throughout the world, would it be the safety of women that is questionable in India, or the things that are happening around us, the things that happen at the Ariana Grande concert,
Yes.
or the things that happen in Vegas?
Correct.
Events like that
Yeah.
tend to make parents worry even more,
So true.
because as youngsters, we then naturally gravitate towards
Things
crowded
like that.
places.
Yes, yes.
And we naturally also gravitate towards meeting new people. And you don't know
Who's who?
who is who, and who's a psycho killer out there,
So
and,
true.
and who's
so
the
true.
saint.
So true.
So I
But
say
what would you say is your experience, though? Did you think it was all a good?
it is not a bed of roses. That I can definitely
Really?
say. Yes.
Yeah.
it's-
What areas?
The challenges of first of all, having to live with roommates.
Huh.
That's one thing. And then when you come to this country by yourself, you are taken care of at home, where you have domestic help
Yes,
and all
yes,
that.
yes, yes.
When you come here, you have to do everything by
Yes,
yourself.
yes, yeah, that's a huge thing. Yes, of course. That is a challenge.
Definitely.
And what else?
Going to work every day. Having to go to work every
yes,
day.
yes, having to go to work every day.
Because
Well,
you're
yes,
responsible. You're
So
responsible
true.
for putting food on the
for
plate.
your own self.
For my own self, for my
Yes,
pets.
yes.
So I live by myself, and I take care of my animals, and
Yeah. So this living by yourself, is it? How do you enjoy it? Is it nice?
immensely.
Really?
Yes, I love it, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Really?
Yes,
That is
I've
awesome.
probably lived only with a roommate only for less than a year.
Seriously?
Yes, and then I wanted to just be by myself. and I've enjoyed it a lot. I love my alone time, and I have so much to do, so much to think about, and I love reading.
That is awesome. When you actually love to be with yourself, all those things don't worry. But I was just talking about, you feel safe?
Definitely.
Yeah, it's
Definitely.
absolutely fine how other people treat you and all that. You're a single woman living alone. Do you think it's difficult in any way at all?
People question.
They do?
Yes, definitely question.
Okay.
Sometimes it could be an unsafe area that I go to, and I shouldn't be there. But overall, I've found good friends around me who will help me if need be. But being by myself has never really scared me. Never.
That's
I would
nice.
say I'm quite fearless.
That is awesome.
Because I'm, like I said, I'm
way to be.
very, very content with myself. And it doesn't.
Content is different and fear is different.
Well, but no fear can motivate me if there is contentment within.
Because why I am not able to connect with it is because I'm always a content person, but I've always had fear of, I don't mind staying alone at home. I don't mind that at all. Okay, so I'm like very happy with my own self. But if I was a person living alone, I think that thought scares me. So that's why I was saying that being scared, being fearless about being able to live your life alone maybe is different from being content inside.
I don't
Just
know.
a thought.
It just makes me, somehow it empowers me.
It does?
Yes, to be by myself.
I think that
And
is very...
I never feel like there is something that I cannot do because I'm alone. And I cannot take care of myself because, I keep myself very motivated. I go to the gym, I do a lot of activities,
Yes.
I can try to scare somebody away, at least.
Okay. So you actually have that within you, that nothing can scare me. I think, what you said just now, that is what is helping you to be able to do what you're doing.
And also, it's just not that, yes, the passion within, the fire within is one thing. Also, knowledge empowers a person.
So true.
So, to have that knowledge that if something were to happen to me, what is my plan B?
So you know.
So all my
You're
plans are in
prepared.
place. Yes, my plans are in place. I know what I want to do. I'm thinking ahead of time. So what is there for me to fear?
Wow, I like that. That is so awesome. So Sakshi, what about marriage? What about love? What's happening on that front?
Nothing right now.
Really?
Yeah, I'm very busy being happy and content with myself.
Yes.
That
But
I would love somebody, but I would always love myself more.
that's okay.
And my love right now, as I feel that I'm already a parent to 2 dogs.
Aw.
That's kind of where it is.
It
right
is.
now.
It is. And it's a huge responsibility,
Very,
really.
very.
Right? And
Especially
they give
when
you
you're
more
by
than
yourself.
enough love.
Definitely, and they
And
are
the
my
2
family.
dogs,
Yes.
not even one. One can keep you so happy, and you got 2. So I think
got
you're getting
2.
a lot of love there.
Definitely.
For sure.
I never go home to
feeling
an empty
alone.
house.
Ha, ha, ha.
I always go
With
home.
so much of love.
Yeah,
Running
they're
towards
waiting.
you.
They're waiting for me.
Exactly. That
Yeah.
is beautiful. But I'm sure there must be a lot of people who might be very interested in you.
People show a lot of, yes, they show a lot of affection towards me. And I do get a lot of attention. However, I just have a way of filtering it, and I like the fact that people appreciate me, but I have not really found that one special something that you're looking for an answer from me.
Yes.
There's nothing like that.
Okay, but you know what? Do you have something in mind? Because you have everything planned in your mind. So I would think you also know how you want that to happen. So do you think that you want to be able to fall in love with somebody, or would you think that you would want your parents to find that somebody and want to get married?
I think my parents would be okay with either idea,
I'm sure.
but
Yes.
I don't close my doors to love. I would never do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's just not my personality. But as of right now, like I said, Vani, life has offered so much to me, and I feel like this is love.
This is love, of course it is.
The love for the self, the love
Yes.
for everything that I
around
am, experiencing right now.
Yes, yes.
This is so
Fabulous.
much that my hands are full. My hands are full, and I like it that way.
Awesome, awesome. Are you a Milson Boone girl at all? No.
I have read some, yes,
Yeah, but
definitely.
not that is something, you're not that kind of girl.
That kind of love, I really wouldn't.
Do you believe in it or you
I'm
don't?
too practical for it. Let's put it this way.
That's why I
I'm a
asked.
planner, so I'm
Yes,
too practical
you're too
for
practical for it. Who knows? Prince Charming will walk by and change everything that you ever thought about. It can happen.
it. It can definitely happen,
Right.
and I'm
You're
like I
definitely
said,
open
I'm
because
open to the
yes,
idea.
yes, that's good. That's
Yes.
good. As long as you keep yourself open, that is beautiful. And you know what? In your short life so far, because you've got a long way to go, right? You are what? Just about 30, you said.
I'm 30.
My God. I mean, I didn't even think you were 30. All right. So, you are really, really young. Right. You got so much to look forward to and so much more to do. And yes, I would definitely like to see you again, maybe 10 years, 15 years down the lane and see what you really, have achieved in these next 15 years, because they're going to turn your life around. That'll be another stage.
Definitely.
Right? This is all one phase of life, let's say. And from now, and you never know what's going to come, and I'm sure you will take care of everything that comes on your way as beautifully as you have so far, right? And you have been, what shall I say, a book today, in terms of inspiration, in terms of, how strongly you believe in yourself, and, nothing else basically. What I see in you, everything is about
The self.
self.
Loving the
the
self.
control, okay, the discipline, the ambition, the desires, the everything, okay, simply. And you know what? Life cannot be any better when you keep everything in your hands, the whole control.
Definitely.
The problem is we depend on 10 other people, on wanting to give you love, on wanting to give you a job, on wanting, I don't know. You
I
usually depend, compliments from somebody,
But we are social animals,
Exactly.
and
we are I know.
taught that. We are taught that it's the Darwin's theory of survival of the fittest.
Correct.
Right? But if you don't love you, no one else will love you.
There you go.
So
I think that is the best way to, call it a wrap. My goodness, you see, I told you we would never know it's about an hour, and it is. And it has been the most beautiful hour once again, but very, 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 very different hour from anybody else so far, because I think I'm yet to meet another person who is more about self than me. I always thought it was me. So self-sufficient, never wanting to depend on anybody or anything ever. But you have shown me by leaps and bounds, you're ahead in that space. And I personally have learned so many things from you about control and discipline, and about planning, not just being able to want something and get it yourself. What time and when you should be able to get it is also so important. Fabulous. So thank you so much, Sakshi.
thank you, Vani. I'm so blessed that I got this opportunity. I'm very happy that I was able to dazzle you. I was able to make you believe in your own beliefs over again.
Exactly. And you
Thank
taught
you.
me so many new things today too, which I'm
I'm
so
very
grateful
thankful.
for.
I'm very
so
thankful.
grateful for. Okay. So be as lovely inside out always. Okay.
Definitely.
And continue to enjoy your life.
Thank you.
On your own terms.
Thank
Always.
you. Absolutely.
Okay, keep rocking, keep looking pretty. And before we say Tara bye bye cheerio, can you do this with me? Say you,
You,
we,
we,
W.
W.
And that is United Voice
Voice of
of Women,
Women.
calling it a wrap. Thank you so much, Sakshi. Thank you so much, everybody out there. Hope you all enjoyed another dazzling episode of United Voice of Women with me right here on Mana TV. I can't wait to see you next week. But till then, I want you to keep smiling, take care of yourself, be good, and remember, I love you.